Hello everyone, this is Leah Dixon in Port Coquitlam, British Columbia. Welcome to my new catalog launch. Tonight I'm going to be walking you through our new catalog, sharing some samples with you, and creating a few cards with you. So I'm just going to give people a few minutes to find this. I know sometimes it takes a little bit for things to pop up. And I'm just going to put a little comment here. So as you guys pop on, feel free to say hi and leave comments in the comment area. I can actually see them today, I think. So that is wonderful news. Facebook is being my friend today. So I hope you guys all have your own copies of the catalog by now at home, whether it's because you're a demo or because you received one from me or from your own demonstrator. Hi, Rebecca. Happy to see you here tonight. Sure do miss stamping with you in person, though. All right, so there are so many amazing things in this. I'm going to just hop right into it. So I'm going to switch my screen over so that you can see my desktop. And transition over. There we go. All right, so here we are. We've got my desktop happening now. You guys should be able to see the front of this catalog. Awesome, awesome catalog. And we're gonna move away from that glare. So I love the way the catalog this year has been laid out. They've really done a nice job of showing off the suites and everything, and I love that they put the color spectrum right at the beginning. So instead of showing our colors in their typical color families, they kind of showed us the full spectrum of colors we have, and you can see just how beautifully all of Stampin' Up's colors coordinate with each other, which is really the biggest reason why I started using Stampin' Up products and have never stopped. Just absolutely love how it all goes together. All right, coordination is key. All the products going so nicely together. So I wanted to stop right here on page 8 and 9 of our catalog and share a little bit of information with you that's a little bit new from our past catalogs. On this page, they actually show two paths that you can take to do kind of some ready-to-go, all-inclusive stamping. One of them is our paper pumpkin, which some of you may have heard of. These are kind of like mystery boxes almost. You know a little bit about what you're going to get, but not really. And they show up in your month, and it's a subscription. You can get them every month. You can get them as a one-off. But basically, the subscription period runs from the 11th of a month until the 10th of the following month that you can sign up for it, and then they all ship out after the 10th. And you get your fun little packet of surprises. This past month, April, was fabulous with rainbows and popsicles and all sorts of stuff. And this coming up month, May, is baseball themed. It's called Batter Up. If you've never tried Paper Pumpkin before, this month is actually the best month to try it, because from today until they sell out, you can get a paper pumpkin for just $7 instead of the usual $30, and it'll give you a sense of like what all is in there, but literally is everything that you need to stamp. The other one though that is so super cool is our new kits. So they used to list a few kits in the catalog, and they're not going to do that anymore. They want to be able to offer more kits more often, and so they're going to strictly an online kit selection way of doing things. So they're telling you here, kits are available. You have to go to stampinup.ca/kits, see what we've got, and then order yours. Now this will go live in June for customers. It's just not up and running just yet. But they are going to be amazing. Some of them are super popular past paper pumpkins, and some of them are brand new things, and this way they'll be able to kind of see what people are buying and go from there and keep offering new things without having to wait for an updated calendar or catalog before they update their kits. So pretty awesome. All right, so here we have our very first suite. This is called Beauty of the Earth, and it is really a nice versatile suite with these gorgeous trees, the designer series paper, so many things you can do with it. And then here I have just a beautiful sample for you of a card that was made actually by my cousin Laura, and just using some other really beautiful products here like the gilded leafing and it looks like she put some Wink Stella on the tree, and then some of our fun new embellishments. So really, really beautiful stamp set. And the dies and everything that come with it make it so easy to use. So that is our first sample that I have for you for this catalog. Now, one thing I'd like to point out, I'll just show it to you guys on this suite, and then it's the same for all of our suites, is up at the top where it says suite and there's a number and a very big price tag. You're not just getting this stamp set for that price tag. This is if you want absolutely everything that coordinates with this suite. So I talked about how one of the things that drew me to Stampin' Up! Was coordination. Well, this is the big thing, is one number, I can have it all. So for that $100, you actually get the Friendship of Beauty, or the Beauty of Friendship bundle. So that's the stamp set as well as the die set that coordinates with it. So that's a big part of the cost of your suite. But then you also get a pack of the 12 by 12 Beauty of the Earth DSP that coordinates with this, and you get the Bark 3D embossing folder. So you get like the whole package, which is really awesome. Hi, Marianne. So all of our suites are set up this way that you can buy the individual pieces, you can buy the bundle, and now anytime a stamp set is new and they've paired it up with a die or a punch, they do give you bundled savings on that particular combo. That savings is reflected in the suite price as well, and it's a 10% savings as opposed to if you were to buy the two pieces separately. So yeah, that's how all of our suites are set up. So that's a really beautiful one. As we move on in this section, so we're in the all occasion section of the catalog, we have lots of really fun, beautiful stamp sets. I do have a sample here for the art gallery. And so this is just a really fun one, and I've paired it up with some of that new, we have some new gold and silver trim. So I've paired it with that, and we also have some new, what do they call it? I think they call it ephemera. And so I've paired it up with that here. Hi, Mary. Oh, it's getting late for you guys in Nova Scotia. Hi, Mona. Nice to see you. All right, so there's just another sample, and I love this because it's a two-step stamping, so you get like that really nice, like the darks and the lights, and it's a really beautiful stamp set. It's carrying over from our mini catalog, and I was so glad to see it carry over. All right, then we have a few more carryovers, some sentiments, and really nice like window box stamp set. We've got our gorgeous jars. Carryover again was the Mountain Air. This one though, you guys, I cannot say enough nice things about this stamp set. It's such a great one for creating masculine cards, but also for any of you who like some artistic stuff. So these were made, you know, I actually couldn't tell you for sure which one was made by Kim and which one was made by Lori, but I have some friends who just are fabulous with all the watercolor backgrounds and everything. And so there's the trees from that mountain stamp set. There's the dies paired up with the mountains. Just absolutely gorgeous. And then throw those trees onto some soft sponged snowy hills, and there you go. You have another gorgeous, gorgeous card. So lots of amazing things you can do with this lovely Mountain Air set. And then we switch seasons entirely and move it into the beautiful sunflowers, and I have this gorgeous card. I don't know if I have it in here. No. I'm pretty sure this one was made by my friend Danielle. So I do participate in a lot of swaps at this time of year so that I can get samples of all these, because I can't possibly own all of these stamp sets, although I do have the Mountain Air. Love it. Here we go. They're kind of getting back into calendary stuff and things that you can do, like if you're a bullet journalist or you do the monthly scrapbooking and stuff. Kind of fun to be able to add in the calendars and do some fun stuff like that. Some more coordinating stamp sets and dies. Here's another carryover. This is Blossoms in Bloom, and I do have a sample of that one. This one's such a great fast card. You literally stamp it. In this case, I threw on 2 dies on top of it, and that was super easy because I used the adhesive backed sheets, a sentiment, and you're done. Like, this is a card in 5 minutes. It's really fabulous. Love this stamp set. And you can also break it up and use the pieces and do other things with it, but if you're looking for quick stamping, that is the one. All right, another carryover that I was so excited about to see it stay was our Timeless Tropical, because who isn't dreaming of a trip to Mexico right now? Hi, Mary Lou. So there's those gorgeous palm trees, and I just colored those in using markers. And so nice and easy to get that done. And then those pineapples, and voila, you got a great card. All right. So far, not a ton of new stuff. Again, another carryover from our mini catalog, which you guys, by the way, is still active. So all the other things in the catalog, in the mini catalog that you don't see today in our new annual catalog, they are still available until the end of May. All right, so I do have some samples to show you of the dragonflies. So there's just a quick one that I did with some blending brushes and some fun backgrounds. These backgrounds are still available. This ribbon is still available, and the opal rounds that are in the mini catalog are also carrying over. So many great things. Hi, Lila. All right, and oh, so happy again to see my absolute favorite stamp set. Sentiment stamp set has carried over the Peaceful Moments, and then of course it coordinates with the lovely painted poppies and the dies. I actually was looking around, and I have no painted poppy cards right now. I had some people go on a run and buy up all of them, and so I do have this one though using the dies and some watercoloring, and there's that awesome stamp set. Just love it. So yeah, if you're looking for a great all-purpose sentiment, all-occasion kind of stamp set, Peaceful Moments is the one for you. Okay. And again, some more carryovers from the mini catalog, the current mini catalog. Some great ones here. And so just a quick, sample of what you can do with these really nature cards. Like, they're just wonderful. I have a lot of friends who really enjoy outdoors and nature, and I'm part of, doing an outdoor program up at SFU, and it's just perfect. So now we have our second suite of the catalog, and so again, these suites, you can buy everything for one price or buy all the bits and pieces, and I received this absolutely gorgeous card. This one was from Lorraine Wilson. Just beautiful. And so you just layer up all the colors using the dies. It looks like she's added in some stamping and some inks there, and then the beautiful watercolor background. And the pansies just make such a gorgeous card. Okay. So this one, I love the designer series paper that comes with it as well. You can see here, one side is all the florals, but then the other side is like polka dots and plaids and just really fun patterns. And really great. It uses all of our in colors and just great spring colors. All right, so a few more carryovers and a great new stamp set. I don't know how many of you listen to Marie Forleo, but everything is figure-outable. Just love it that it's in a stamp set now. It's such a good thing to remember in life. And I do have one sample here using the Dress Tone Press. This is actually, I love the font in here for the Happy Mother's Day. I use this Happy Mother's Day very, very often. Oh, I know, Marianne. The pansies are so cool. So yeah, there's just a quick card that I made for, I have some friends who sell Beauty Counter and other kind of makeups and stuff, and I thought, oh, this is a perfect one for them. Yeah, so there's that. All right. Then we've got some more carryovers, the Sweet Ice Cream. And although that gorgeous designer series paper that goes with it is retiring soon, you can still grab it because our mini catalog is still active. And then I just wanted to show you that you can switch things up and make something different that doesn't use the DSP. And that stamp set's going to continue to be just as gorgeous and just as fun. So that's there, but do remember the coordinating confetti and the ribbon and the designer series paper and everything is still in our current mini catalog and still available. And then for bakers, there's so many cute kitchen sets this time around. The little bowl of cherries and everything, like just adorable. All right, and another kitchen one. If you're not a baker but more of a chef, we've got that one. And there's no real Father's Day ones on here, and yet for me, my dad's always the one who did the cooking in our house, and so when I see this set, I kind of think of him. And then we've got our succulents card. I don't think I have a sample of that. No, I don't. All right. What I do have here next, though, so this is on my first wish list, is this Create with Friends, the big bold fonts. I just love them. And then I did do some creating with the Lovely You, and there's that Happy Mother's Day from the Dress to Impress set. So these just kind of go together really nicely. I also have a daisy sample for you guys. It's one that I actually did quite some time ago, but I just, wanted to have a little bit of fun. We always see daisies in the traditional white and yellow, and so I just had some fun doing some black and white and, getting a little out of the box there. All right, so I'm really so impressed with the things they chose to carry over, and am absolutely in love with the new stamp sets that they brought in. All right, so I also have here one of our daisy stamp sets, tulip stamp sets, just so that you can see how those tulips go together. You can create some real depth to that tulip and give it some real shape. And it just makes a wonderful, there's a Happy Mother's Day, the Get Well Soon, Easter, like birthday, all of them are in there. So really nice option. I'm pretty sure this one was made by Denise Moffat. All right. And then some more sunshine, just super cute. Really, really cute stuff. This is another one. Best Chapter is on my list because I always find I don't have those cards for like housewarmings and retirements and stuff, but they happen every year. So this is another one that I'm definitely snagging as soon as I can put in my next order. And I love the little banners. So much fun. For all you stampers, this is actually one of our $1 million sets. And it's so cool because it's a desktop, and then you can like do your reading, have your craft supplies, like you can kind of build what's on your desk, and just super, super cute. Okay. Now here we have a really unique stamp set. I don't actually have this one to show you guys, but this stamp set and then the die that goes with it is all one stamp set. And so this is in our mini catalog. And then they've come out with a second stamp set with new sentiments that coordinates with the exact same die. So it's kind of cool, a real time saver. Ink up your whole stamp on the Stamparatus, stamp it onto a piece of paper, cut it out once, and then you have ready to go, ready to grab off your desk sentiments to use for anything. So really, really awesome that way. Our gorgeous, gorgeous strawberries are carried over from our mini catalog. I have a few samples here to show you. Just a cute little treat box and a fun shaker card. Now these confetti pieces are retiring at the end of May. Those are the ones that coordinate with the ice cream suite. But they make great shaker cards and great confetti decorations on the front of a card. And our strawberries have been in back order for a long time, you guys, and they are apparently going to be in at the end of May and orderable. So keep your eyes open for that. Sure do miss customers being able to grab these. All right, now we have another sweet, the In the Wild. For all you jungle fans out there, we've got the awesome leopard print embossing folder, beautiful wildcats, and then some real jungle themed designer series paper there. They call it animal print, they don't call it jaguar. So animal print embossing folder. All right, some more favorites here with the A Good Man stamp set. And then we've got the Hats Off, which is a new one. So for all you baseball people out there, this is another great one and would probably work really well. I'm just guessing because I haven't seen the May Paper Pumpkin, but that Batter Up one would probably go really well with this. Some more really classic things. This whiskey business one I just absolutely adore, and I did a little bit of modification at Christmas time, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. I just didn't ink up the word birthday, and I stamped in the word Christmas, and there you go, sending you an old-fashioned Christmas card. I know, Lila, I knew you'd be happy to hear about them. Maureen, if you're watching as well, I know you've been waiting for those strawberries. All right, it's exciting news. I will message you as soon as I see they're available. Uh, all right, some more really great masculine stuff here. We've got our Father's Day handsomely suited, and if you haven't got it yet, the Well Suited Designer Series paper that goes so well with the dies and everything to make your own ties that you don't have to color in, that's still available until our mini catalog is done. And then some really, really nice, I've got some gorgeous samples here. Oh, just one actually. Oh, interesting. Of those sailboats. And again, I'm pretty sure that this was a Kim Croker card with those gorgeous backgrounds. And yeah, just really, really fun being able to use that with that. And actually, these two stamp sets go really nicely together, the After the Storm and the Sailing Home. All right, some more beautiful, beautiful sentiments and some nature stuff. And you can see here, this is actually paired up. These are the Inspiring Canopy dies, and they pair up with these sentiments. So no stamping even. You just create your trees, whether it's your snowy ones or your autumn trees or your full-blown greenery, using the die sets. So kind of nice that way, and then you just stamp your sentiments. Nature's Beauty is continuing on, which is fabulous. I just absolutely love that stamp set. I've used it a lot for Christmas cards as well. Returning again, we have a Grand Kid with just the best sentiments. Our Pampered Pets are returning. The DSP is not carrying over, so see if you can snag some of that still before it's gone. And then some cute little baby stuff. We're still on All Occasions with the sweetest little turtle punch and stamp set coming up. The most fun, so the Stellar Birthday, so if you know anybody who's into space, but then this great die set that actually creates the spin the wheel kind of thing. And so, I mean, you could use it with this stamp set and put in the different space elements, but you could really pair that up with anything and create a really fun spinning wheel, like the best birthday card ever. Kids would love it. And so yes, we've brought Brad's back into our catalog just for the ability to do this kind of thing. It's fabulous. If you've been wishing we had a mermaid back in our catalog, we now have mermaids and pirates again, and some great little puns. Lots and lots of new birthdays, or not birthday, oh my goodness, baby stuff. I just love the idea of like the little onesies on the clothesline. Very, very cool. All right. And now here we have my absolute favorite suite. And if you've been watching any of my stuff, you'll have seen that I actually am part of a big stamp camp that's coming up on June 5th and 6th. I'm working with Angela McKay and Tracy Harford, Denise Moffat, Kim Croker, Lori Wilcox, Marika, whole bunch of us, 7 in total, and we're putting on a 14 project weekend-long stamp camp featuring this suite. And you can actually get more information on how to register that by clicking the link in the description of this video that will take you to my blog, and then there's a full registration there, or you can just message me. But basically, you buy the suite, use that number, buy the suite, we've got a host code and everything, and you get automatic free entrance into our stamp camp. There's some other ways that you can gain access to our stamp camp without buying the suite, but that is the best deal if you're looking to join us. So I don't actually have this one yet. It was on my pre-order as soon as the catalog went live on the 4th, and I'd hoped it would have arrived today, but apparently it's going to be here on Monday. So, oh well. All right. We've got a few more returning things, and then two really beautiful, this Biggest Wishes. I don't know about you guys, but I love big sentiments. And I love that it's all the same words, but in the different fonts, and you can mix and match them. Just, yeah, it's my thing. Love, love, love. So happy to see some returning favorite faces of all these little critters. Now, I love these kinds of critter cards. I just can't get enough of them. And here's one that I did using the birthday chicks, and it's just so much fun. Yeah, I'm not a huge coloring fan, but for this kind of thing, I will color. Okay. And another one of those big sentiment ones. I do have this stamp set. I've done a class with it. I love it. And our puffins. So this is where I'm actually going to show you a few samples, and then I'm going to stop and I'm going to make our first card of the night. We have 3 cards that I'm going to be making with you tonight. But this is the one that's featured in the first one that I'm going to show you. So I'm just going to quickly pop in and show you some samples. Some of these have been recently posted on my Facebook page and on my blog, but just like, I don't know, I just absolutely adore these guys. They are so much fun. Here's one that I did. This was my swap card, and you can see there, that's that ombre paper that's new in our catalog. It's so beautiful. And then some blending brushes, fun. So really, like, I don't know, they're fabulous. So this is what we're going to stamp with for our first card. So I'm going to move my catalog out of the way and bring in some supplies here. So I have our Party Puffins stamp set. And so if you make a purchase this weekend before Sunday night, using my host code that is, I had it listed before, and I'll post it up again later, you can actually get, so with a $60 order, you actually get all the supplies that I'm about to use here, like all the paper bits and embellishments and everything. You need your own stamp set inks and adhesives, but I'll send you all the paper bits that you need to make the 3 cards that I'm making tonight. I also have a door prize form. The link is in the description of the video, where you actually get a chance to win the 3 cards that I'm making tonight. So just to actually have like the regular done, the cards all done up for you. So Marianne, you're asking, are those backgrounds blended with the regular Stampin' Up pads? Let me pull those cards back and see. So this one was blended. I used the blending brushes, and I used Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight, and I just used a circle mask. So like just basically punched a circle. Oh, here you go. I punched a circle out of a piece of cardstock, put it down over top, and used the blending brushes. This was clearly for a different project. So that one is just our regular stamp pads and blending brushes. This one was actually watercolors. So I used a little bit, probably Melon Mambo. I used for that one a little bit of Melon Mambo and a water painting brush. And so I paint with water first, then I dip in my color, and I come back in and apply the color. So that was that. And then this background is the new ombre paper. It's got a really nice shine to it. And then this one was one of my most recent swaps, and this is, yeah, it's just ink and a blending brush. So I embossed the candles with white embossing powder first. Then I blended, I always start with my light color, so I blended on my Daffodil Delight first, then my Magenta Madness, and then my Coastal Cabana. And then you can see they kind of mixed together. So the magenta and the daffodil made a little tiny swatch of orange there. My magenta and coastal made a little purple, and my Daffodil Delight and Coastal made a little bit of green there. And yeah, just the blending brushes. So I know the candles are so cute. All right, so our card today is actually a very quick and simple card. If you watch my stuff, it's my favorite way to stamp is quick and simple. So I have a thick Whisper white card base. This is just a piece of cardstock. Cut it in half at 4 1/4, scored it at 5.5. And I like this kind of card base because then they stand up. If you have cards that open from the top, they end up sliding down and losing their shape. So I like ones that have the fold on the side. We're going to put that base to the side for right now, though. And I've got another piece of basic white cardstock here. It's cut also at 5.5, so the full width of the front of our card. Okay, but it's cut at a lot less, 3 3/4 for the height. And the reason for that, first thing we're going to do is we're going to attach 2 little strips of polished pink. So polished pink is one of our new in colors. And if you haven't seen them yet, you're going to love them. But I'd also like to let you know that I have an in-color club that will run June to October. There's still time to get in on that. Now let's see, I got to make sure I get the ones that are long enough. There we go. Those are my 5.5s. So this is polished pink. And I'm just going to put this on so that a little bit of it is sticking up over the top. Now, how much a little bit is, I'll let you decide. You can do a lot, you can do a little. I'm just doing a very little bit. And when I did that, it covered up the Seal Plus that I put on the back. So now I don't have a sticky back. Well, I still do on this side. And we'll get that covered up. So yeah, I have an in-color club that's going to run from June to October, $60 a month. And in that club, you get a ton. You're going to get stuff to make 2 make and takes with the color of the month. You're going to get the papers in your color from our Designer Series paper pack. You're going to get a pack of your paper. You're going to get your in-color blends. You're going to get your ink pad. You're going to get your re-inker bottle. You're going to get some of the amazing ribbon that we have. And all the details are in my in-color link if you go to my blog. And it is a smoking deal, though, you guys. And so you can kind of spread out the cost of getting all 5 of the in-colors over 5 months. And you'll just get everything. And then as a thank you from me, you'll also get a package of the in-colored gems at the end. Yeah, so that's my in-color club. All right, so now before we glue this onto our card front, we are going to do that. I'm actually going to lay out my pieces here. So this is a strip of basic gray cut from our new 6x6 Designer Series paper. I've got a piece of the pink here, a piece of the gray, and another piece of basic gray. So these are all cut at a 1/2 inch. This is cut at 3/4 of an inch, and all of them are by 4.5. So before we glue our pink one down, we're going to come in here and grab our Happy Birthday from our Party Puffins stamp set. And I am going to get some black Memento ink, ink this up. And now, I don't know why, but I like to stamp vertically. I just find it's easier. I get things straighter when I do. And there we go. All right, so we've got our Happy Birthday on that little strip of paper. Now, if you are ordering and you don't want to get the Party Puffins, that's fine. You can still get this paper packet and then put your own sentiment on this strip of paper. All right, so now that we've got those done, and I like the positioning of this, like I like how that's all going to space itself out, you can do 2 kinds of adhesive here. You can either use that Seal Plus, which is super fast, but not forgiving when you're trying to line things up, or you can come in and grab some liquid glue, which is my preference when I'm trying to line things up. And I'm going to just put a little dot and then spread it along. And now I can line this up along the edge of my card. And then see there, I can wiggle it to make sure it's straight and wiggle it to make sure that it gets lined up right at the edge there. All right, now that that one's done, that's the hard one. The rest are pretty easy because now we're doing much smaller spacing, and I have that too. In fact, I can also move those so I can really make sure this gets lined up on the edge. Okay, there we go. Just using our liquid glue to attach all of those. So there we go. Now this is fun too because you can literally do this technique, this card sample, layout, whatever you want to call it, with any color paper you have, any designer series paper you have. You can be creating this card again in your own color scheme as well. All right, here we go. And one more to add. All right, so now that I have all 4 of those papers on there, I am going to put some liquid glue on the back of this piece and put it down onto my card front. Now, just in case I didn't cut this quite perfectly, I am going to make sure that I start by lining it up against my fold, because if I do have to trim some, I want to trim from the end of my card, not my fold. But it looks like I cut that very well and there's nothing to trim. Yay! Sometimes I don't do as well. All right, so there we have our card front. Now we need to get some cuteness on this card. And some of you may have seen my video earlier in the week on my trick on how to stamp these puffins. If you didn't, you're going to see how I do the magic to get the puffins so dark and bold on my cards. So I grab my memento and I ink up my puffin. I'm using the one with the party hat because I love that party hat. All right, and we're going to stamp him there. There we go. Now you can see he doesn't look fabulous. He's got like some smudges and some spots and stuff on him, and he's not looking his best. But that's okay. I actually have stopped spending any time trying to make him look his best, because in comes my light black, basic black blend to the rescue. Now I just come in with the, and it does have to be the light one, you guys. You can't use your dark one. It's too dark. I didn't think I'd ever say that about a black marker being too dark, but it's too dark if you use your dark one. So here we come in with our light marker and just fix that up. You don't even have to get too close to the edges. And some of the texture comes through, but it doesn't come through as though it's like white and mangy. It just comes through as texture. And then I'm also going to do just a tiny bit on that larger strip of his beak. There we go. And all of a sudden we have a perfect puffin. Now we get to color him and add in some details. So I'm going to bring in my light smoky slate. I can't remember where I saw this. I know, Kathy, I love the puffin. So I'm going to bring in my light smoky slate and just do the slightest bit along the edge of his belly, just like a little shadow. Okay, and then I'm also going to come in and color his hat. I know, gray party hat, not super fun. It's okay. We're going to liven this up in a second. Trust me, it's going to go very wild. I am now going to bring in our light polished pink. So this is our new in color, matches the cardstock we used. And I'm going to color in the dots on his hat. There we go. And I'm also going to color that stripe on his beak. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in the other half of that polished pink set. And this is our dark polished pink. And we're going to do a nice dark pom-pom on the top of his hat. And finally, I'm going to bring in my dark Daffodil Delight. That's hard to say. And when I color his beak, I'm coloring the band that I did in polished pink as well as the tip of his beak. And that's going to change that to a nice orange. And it means one less blend that I need to pull out and use, because I just let the polished pink and the Daffodil Delight actually do their job and blend together. All right, there you have it. We've got our little puffin all colored in. And now we get the fun job of fussy cutting him. it's actually not that bad. I've done so many of these now. I'm getting to be pretty quick at it, and they're pretty forgiving. Plus on this card I actually often leave quite a bit of a white border, so you really have to be even less precise. Now, if fussy cutting like this and leaving the white border is a challenge, I did see a great tip of using a pencil to trace the line that you want to cut, and then cutting along your pencil line, and then you can erase anything that you didn't cut off. All right, but I've been doing this a lot, and I'm actually finding I can do the fussy cutting with the little white border pretty well now without the pencil line. So we'll just do a bit more. So I don't have an advertisement for it yet, but I am going to be offering a birthday card class in June that's featuring these guys, because they're just, I can't stop creating with them. Like every time I sit down at my desk to create something these days, I want to use other stamp sets, but I just have to use the puffins. They're so sweet. All right, so there is our fussy cut puffin. And I've seen these guys in person too up in Alaska. So cute, so much fun. Here we go. Now, I didn't see any with party hats. Pop on some dimensionals to the back, because it wouldn't be a card of mine without a dimensional or 2 or 5. And we're going to put him down so that his feet are just off the bottom and his pom-poms just on the top row. And then finishing touch to this card is a good old staple. Our Rhinestone Basic Jewels. I use them all the time. Couldn't even think of what it was called. All right, and we're literally just gonna like throw these everywhere. Mine are all cut up in strips. I was prepping for a card class, and these are kind of the leftover bits. So normally they're on a full sheet, like you can see over here, but yeah, these are just my leftovers. Trying to use them up. All right, yeah, that'll be good. So there we go. We got 5 little rhinestones to just jazz him up a bit. So that is our first card for the night. So this is one of the cards that you can win if you enter in our door prize draw. And this is also all the paper bits and the rhinestones is part of what you'll receive in your make and take packet. If you place a $60 order or more with me tonight, you'll also get a mystery embellishment. So you'll get the paper you need for 3 cards plus a mystery embellishment. All right, I'm going to set that off to the side, and we're going to bring our catalog back in. Uh-oh, I put it down. Oh, there it is. I put it down somewhere to be safe, and it disappears on me. Thanks, Janet. I know, those puffins, I can't get enough of them. All right, then we move on to, so that was like the end of our birthday section. We move on to love, thanks, and support, and we get super duper fancy, guys. I'm secretly hoping somebody sends me a swap using some of this stuff, because it's the kind of stuff I'm a little intimidated to delve into, but it's so beautiful. So elegantly said. I don't know, I think I need the DSP anyways, black on black and black with the gold. It's too beautiful. And then some stuff here that goes with some really intricate dies. Beautiful. A carryover of our ferns. Now, I think, do I have a fern? Oh, I don't even have a fern card. Oh my gosh. I've used this a lot, but, oh, thanks, Mary. All right, we've got some new tiny sentiments. Really good for kind of like all of the things. Some carryovers of some of our gorgeous blossoms and peonies. Another lovely stamp set and a really intricate, beautiful dies that go with that. A new summer blossom stamp set. And some more carryovers, a new grapevine. So if those of you guys who have been missing like the wines and all of that, we've got our grapevine now. The ornate thanks carried over. I sure am going to miss the DSP that went with this one, but we do still have these beautiful sentiments. And again, I love them because they're bold, really big and bold. All right, now I do have a sample of this, and let's see, I'm pretty sure it's Denise who made this sample. So this is the Flowers of Friendship, and it just, I don't know, it's really so cute. And here you can see those in-color gems all paired up with 3 of our in-colors, the Fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, and the Polished Pink, and some Pale Papaya in-color ribbon. So yeah, really, really beautiful sample. All right, another carryover. All of these ones with the moms and the dads and the grandparents and the kids, just so beautiful. All right, and then here is another suite. We've got Bloom Where You're Planted. And now, oh, I don't have it yet. I do know that somebody in my swap is creating with this one, but it hasn't arrived in the mail yet. So you'll have to wait and see. But it is a really fun one. And it comes with, there's like a macrame embossing folder that coordinates with it and everything. Very, very cool. All right, some new little critters, especially for those of you down under. We've got the little koalas, and oh, I can't even remember what these guys are called. I think that's the kiwi bird. We've got our kangaroos and penguins, and just so adorable. So happy to see Free as a Bird carry over again. So I do have one sample here created using that gorgeous set. And this stitched greenery die, this is on my wish list as well. I've actually ordered it, it just hasn't arrived yet. So, so beautiful, and just makes such fun but subtle backgrounds. Just adorable. And then the wonderful whales. I love the whale done. All right, some new kind of like cartoony ones. So we've got some traveling. Oh, I wish we were all traveling. And some good friendship ones. Back on Your Feet is still in our catalog, which is awesome because it's so cute as well. We've got the Badger Besties, Senior Years. Nothing's better than, thank goodness that one didn't go, because seriously, you're just like cocktails. You make everything better. I have used this stamp set for so many of my colleagues. I work with the best people, and it's just a fabulous, fabulous set. So glad to see that one staying. Okay, then we have our holidays. Now, some of my customers have received their catalog and kind of panicked. They're like, there's hardly any Christmas stuff. What's going on? You guys, don't worry. There's a small selection of Christmas stuff in the main catalog here for those of us like me who love to create with Christmas all year long. But we will have a new mini catalog coming out. There's been a bit of a delay to it, so I believe it will be out in August. So August is when it will launch. If you want to get a hold of those things early, you can always join my team. We have a great starter kit deal right now. And then you'll be able to pre-order from the new mini catalog in July if you do that. And of course, you'll get your 20% discount and everything. Joining right now, we have a killer deal. It's called Join Plus. $135 includes a past paper pumpkin kit, $206 worth of product of your choice, business supplies if you need them, and of course, your free shipping and everything on that. So it's $135, no shipping, to get $206 worth of product. It's a killer deal. All right, anyways, on to our Christmas stuff. Beautiful dies, beautiful stamp sets, a few carryovers, mostly new stuff in here though. I love that this comes with a punch for the trees. So cool. And then some favorites returning. The poinsettias, so beautiful. Snowman, so much fun. And then the perfectly plaid tree with the punch is just so easy to use. And then a few more new things. Little basket here with some poinsettias and some leaves. Really, really cute. And then some more returning stuff, our banner year. And oh, I do have cards with that, but I guess I didn't pull them to show you guys. All right, another suite. So amazing. So I was talking to you earlier about having used some of the ephemera on things. I think that's what they call it. Expressions in Ink ephemera pack. Yeah. And so it's got like some fun little gold shapes and leaves and little sequins and stuff. It's very, very cool. The stamp set is gorgeous, and the designer series paper is even more incredible. So yeah, beautiful, beautiful suite. I wish I had samples to show you guys, but it will come soon, don't worry. And then the dies are unreal. All right, now here we have another one though that I do have some samples for you, and then we're going to stop and make our second card, and that is this color and contour stamp set. So I had made one a little while ago on one of my Facebook Lives, and this is using, again, oh, this must be what this circle was for. I masked it, and then I also put down a mask and used my inks and blending brushes to create the background. And then I cut out, because the dies are there to make it so easy, cut out that flower, added a sentiment, and voila. And then some of the in-color gems. So just really, really fun, easy card. And then I have a few more samples here for you using, so the idea here, we've got one where we've got it stamped in the black ink and then colored in. And this is nice because it's a two-step stamping. You stamp your outline, you stamp your color. You stamp your outline, you stamp your color. So super simple. And then these are just some of our pearls, and they were colored with our polished pink blend. And then on this one, we've got them stamped, the outline stamped in color on the cardstock of the same color. So a few different ways that you can work with this. And then, of course, the beautiful scalloped rectangles for the background. And the scalloped rectangles you'll actually see in my next card. I'm going to show you how to use them. And they're just really, really awesome. So I'm going to move this. Oh, you've made many cards with it? Awesome, Mary. Yeah, it was the first stamp set that I got out of the new catalog when we could do pre-order, and I have done a lot with it as well. So today, I am going to make a card for you using the color and contour stamp set and the dies. And so you can see here, like the scalloped rectangles come like with lines and dots and dashes and more dots and open scallops, and also the fun border here. So fun. I am going to be using this middle one for today's card, and I'm actually going to cheat, and I'm not using a rectangle because I didn't want a rectangle. I wanted a square. So we're going to bring out, actually, I'm going to move that stamp set. I wanted to show it to you, but I also need space to work here. So I've got my mini boss, and you guys, because the starter kit deal is you get $206 worth of product, you can now get either the big boss or the baby boss on your starter kit and only pay $135 for it. So now this guy's less than $135, so you could get him and some dies to go with it. Or you can get the big boss and still have money left over to get some dies with it. All right, so I've put down plate 1, plate 2. Now I'm going to put a piece of not whisper white, oh my goodness, basic white cardstock, and I am going to cut out my full rectangle. Okay, and so then I put down my next plate over top of that, and I just run those through. Everything goes sliding because I'm on a bunch of paper. And there we go. So now I'm going to fold this up. There we go, and put it back on my desk. I love how light and easy it is and how it can just sit right beside me and not be a big deal. All right, so now I've got my beautiful, dusty, stitched rectangle. Now, there's a few things you can do. You could cut that to make it a square. However, the way that this is set up is if I put this over top to cut it out to make it a square, it will cut, except it's going to put this stitching all the way, like it'll extend up into my corners on all 4 corners, and I don't want that look. So I'm going to do a total cheat today on today's card. I am going to cut this, and let me clear out some more stuff, make some space here. I don't want to lose things. I'm going to put that die right there. I'm going to cut this in half. Actually, I am going to use a paper trimmer to do it, just so I get a nice straight edge. And I'm actually going to bring this along and cut this at about the 4th on that side. And I want it 9 total, but I also want it to overlap. So I've got 4 there, and then 3 and 6 is 10. Yeah, 10 will be good, because then I can overlap them. There we go. So I've got my 2 bits here, and now I'm going to overlap and glue them together, or tear and tape them, and that I can just toss. Don't need that piece. So the reason I can get away with this overlapping in this line is because I am going to be putting like a banner on here. So I do want that down like that, so it looks like a square. So that means I'm just going to put a little bit of seal on the back, or you could use tear and tape or liquid glue, whatever you want. And I'm just going to line that up like that. So now I am putting a banner across this, so you're not going to see that line at all. So there we have my little square. Now I've just got a scrap piece of paper here, and we're going to stamp. Oh, I put them over here beside me. I'm like, where did my dies go? Or my stamps go? So I'm going to stamp my outline and my filler, and I'm going to use Poppy Parade. Okay, so I've opened up my Poppy Parade, ink up my flower, and stamp that. There we go. So nice and bold. And then I'm actually just going to bring in a scrap paper because I like how clean my desktop looks right now. I'm not going to stamp onto my grid. So I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper here. So I've inked up my background. I'm going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to stamp it here. So when I line this up, I like to find the long piece there with the long petal and line them up to do that. So there you have it. Our flower is all colored, and now I can put that away. And not too far away because I need it for the next card. All right. So now that I've got that done, I'm going to bring in just a strip of paper here and my sentiment, and I'm going to stamp it in Balmy Blue. So this is a little bit of a different color combo than what you're probably seeing in the catalog when you look at this. There's a lot of stuff online as well. Lots of people using the new ink colors because they're new, they're fun. So I just wanted to show you that it's not all just pastels and spring colors. We can do something, oh, it's just a ruler. Oh, good. We can do something a little bit different, a little bit fun. Oh, now. I just grabbed the sentiment for the inside of our card and stamped it on the front. That was great. So let's grab the proper sentiment. And now I'm not too worried about that. I'm just going to flip this over. We can just use the other side of this. And now, wait a second. I want it like that. There we go. All right. So the sentiment on this one is really, really beautiful. This one says, "Here for you now." And then on the inside, I will stamp the other half of this sentence. It says, "And in better days ahead." There we go. Hoping for those better days ahead. Time to be with friends and family and actually see people. So there are two halves to our sentiment. So I can put those off to the side. Now we're going to use my favorite tailored tag punch and use it to create a banner. There we go. And then I'm going to just lay this across So you can see how it's going to go across there. And I just want it just a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to grab my snips and trim this so it's just at the edge of my piece there. This I'm going to save so I can create another banner with it. And there you go. So I am going to put this on using dimensionals. So I'm going to just kind of put it where I can see where my dimensionals will still make it onto my square. And I want to make sure I place this so that I am covering up that, that little crease that we have in our shape. Okay, so there you go. And now that I've done that, I can add another dimensional to the back for later. And actually, I'm going to double dimensional this one. I peeled off my dimensional backing and put another dimensional on there. And while I'm here, I'm going to put 4 corners and put dimensionals on the back of this square because it's all going on to our card front, and now it'll all be level. Okay, so that is going to be going on to, just put all that to the side, a crumb cake card base, again 4 1/4 by 11 and then scored at 5 1/2. But before we put anything onto here, we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to bring in the leaf and our little speckles as well as some crumb cake ink to match up with our card base here. And I'm just going to kind of figure, okay, if that goes there, oh, I have to cut this out. Darn it. Close up my ink for a second. Sorry. I forgot that we're using the dies and die cutting this as well. So we're going to open that up, grab back our plates again. That's the 1 and the double 2s. Put down our image and, oh, there they are. I know I just used them. So we're going to grab the flower from this one. And we have to, this is a little bit of a trick, is figure out how it all lines up. So I should find a way to mark this so I don't have to do this every single time, but I haven't yet. So I go around every time trying to find the match. Okay, come on, this should be obvious. Sorry guys, there's got to be an easier way to do this, but I have not found it. Oh, there we go. No, yep, there we go. All right, so you just kind of go until it looks right. There we go. If any of you have a trick, let me know, because I waste a lot of time every time. All right, and then we cut that one out. Okay, put that back. And there we have our beautiful little flower. Put my dies away so I don't lose them. All right, so now that we've got that, I'm going to just sort of place it where I kind of think I want it. And now I'm going to use my crumb cake ink. And I'm going to stamp 2 full strength crumb cake leaves just beyond where my flower should be. All right. And then I'm going to stamp some full strength splatter, I don't know. I don't know what you call this stuff. And just kind of on a diagonal. Okay, just like that. So not even too much, because actually I'll do a few here just in case. I think that's all covered by my square, but just in case it's not. So just diagonal across, we're going to give it a good little splatter in crumb cake. So crumb cake on crumb cake for the leaves and the splatter. And now it all gets to come together. We're going to peel off these dimensional backings, pop this down on our card front. There we go. And then I'm going to put a dimensional backing on behind my flower as well. And it's going to have to actually be a double because, so now which way do I want this positioned? I think I want it like that, so it's going to have to go right there. And this is going to have to be a double if it's going to reach all the way down. So there we go. And I'm also going to put just the tiniest little bit of, oh, there we go, seal on there so that it will glue onto here. So with that, I'm going to position that so I'm not covering up my sentiment. And I'm also definitely covering up the end of that banner. All right, so we're not quite finished though. I'm going to take a crumb cake blend and just kind of color the center. And then I'm going to use some Wink of Stella because I love Wink of Stella, and give that center a little sparkle as well. You could sparkle up the whole flower if you wanted. And then we're going to bring in some more rhinestones and decorate with our rhinestones again. And this time, just up like that. Got a little one for there, and one more little one right there. All right, so there we go. Just a little bit of bling on that card. So that is our card using our color and contour. And then just for fun, guys, I use the exact same layout with the party puffins and use the ice cream corner confetti to decorate it in those little candles. So exact same card, just two different stamp sets. So you can see here again, if you get that make and take pack from me, there's so much you can do with whatever stamp set you choose to purchase and create these cards with. So yeah, for those who are entering in for the door prize, I will be sending you the flower one. But know that you can do whatever you want with this and make it your own and make it fun. All right, so that is our second card for tonight with our oh, and I forgot to put the center in. Sorry, guys. So this piece I created because it's here for you now, and then end in better days. And so we'll just glue that in with some liquid glue. I like to put liners in my cards that aren't white, just so that you've got a nice finished space to write on. All right. So here we go. And I do use the liquid glue so that I can wiggle it around and line it all up and everything. All right. There. So that is our finished card. So there's our second card for the night. And we'll bring back our catalog. That was our color and contour. So just really awesome pieces in there. Okay, so another returning piece, some new stuff, some henna hearts etched in nature. Now this one, I will warn you, they've been having some production issues, so I'm not sure if it's actually available for purchase right now. Hopefully they'll be able to figure that out and get it offered and out to people again. And the Versailles, some really fun watercolor shapes, and this one even coordinates with our punch, so that's really neat. And then we've got like the fun moons and everything. The teacher in me wants to buy this one just because I do we teach about the night sky, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so easy. And then Best Year. So Best Year is a carryover stamp set. It's one that I missed the first time around, though. I don't know what happened. I didn't notice it in the catalog whatsoever, which is really awful. But I've noticed it now, and I'm actually offering a card class with it. So I've just got a sample here where I paired it up with the dies from the Mountain Air set. And so that's a sample of the Best Year. And then it's a 4-card masculine card class. And yeah, the deadline to register for it is the 10th. So that's coming up. That's this Monday. And you definitely don't want to miss out on it. We're using the In Good Taste Designer Series paper and some really beautiful masculine colors and some gilded gems and all sorts of stuff. So really awesome. You're going to want to definitely get that, and really versatile. Father's Day, birthday, thank yous, congratulations, like you name it. All right, next we have the hand-penned Petals bundle. And so this one is just a really beautiful one. And here she's paired it up with the Genial Gems. The paper, the Designer Series paper, is just so beautiful. And then there's like Memories and More card pack as well that goes with it. So it's already like pre-colored card backgrounds and everything, and you just add your sentiments. So some really, really beautiful stuff. So that's the hand-penned. Okay. Now we have our butterflies returning. Now I love them because you can stamp the whole thing as a background. Here I've just stamped a part of it as a background. You can stamp them and then die cut them. So it's another one where those butterflies come as a whole stamp, and so are the dies. It's a whole die. So you stamp them all, you cut them all out, and then you can color them and do what you'd like with them. So really, really awesome stamp set. This one I cannot wait for. It's on its way. Daisy Garden. It coordinates with the daisies that I showed you earlier. And just like the possibilities to me where we can have the garden matched up with the individual pieces. I cannot wait. Some birdhouses for you bird lovers. Really, really cute. Some more birds. These are carryovers from previous catalogs. The hydrangeas are staying from our mini catalog. So if you don't have the paper and stuff, grab it before it's gone, because that mini catalog is only good till the end of the month to get the Designer Series paper. We've got really beautiful Quiet Meadow. I actually have two samples here. Oddly enough, both of them only use the sentiments and then the dies. And I personally find the stamps are just gorgeous. But so here are the two samples. So you can see you can get two completely different looks with the same dies, just depending on how you pair them up. And then I love here she used the white crinkled seam binding, but took a cinnamon cider blend to it to create a cinnamon cider ribbon instead of a white ribbon. So really, really awesome. So those are the dies that go with in the Quiet Meadow bundle. Really, really nice. And like I said, those stamps are gorgeous. Tasteful Touches. I'm so happy to see this one carry over. I have created so much with this stamp set. I just chose two cards to share with you that use the stamps and then some of the dies that come in the there's a Tasteful Elements die set as well that has lots of fun shapes and really beautiful. So yeah, there's just two cards for that. And here's a few more samples of some of the other dies in the set. So the Tasteful Labels dies are on page 166. All right, another suite. There's so many suites in this catalog. I love it. The Designer Series paper on this one is so cool. I love, like, it's that real, like, crisp, beautiful designs. It makes me think of, like, the designs we do on, like, the Ukrainian eggs and stuff when we decorate in the spring. And it's just such a neat one. And then this one comes with a punch that punches out two of these leaf patterns. Then we've got a batik stamp set. Our Love of Leaves is sticking around, so I just pulled out, this was an older card that I created, and so this is using the dies, because I love that the dies add the stitching onto the leaves. So the stamps give you that mottled, textured look, and then the dies add in the stitching, and it's just such a perfect combo. All right, and then Queen Anne's lace is carrying over, which is lovely to see. Art in Bloom, and I don't know, this border just struck me. I can't wait. And then these, you know, they stamp, and then you can stamp the color onto them. Same with the leaves and everything. So it's that two-step stamping again that makes it quick and easy. No fussy coloring or anything. Squares are a huge rage right now, and so this one's fun with the square stamped patterns as well as the square die cuts. You can see here, those are all die cuts, kind of cool. And then the nice little sentiments to go with it. Some big, beautiful background stamps. These are full size, like bigger than a card front stamps. And so the birch and the dry brush and the wild rose are carrying over. We've still got our stacked stone, but we've got the new spiral die. So that tie-dye look, so cool. Carrying over is our Handmade for You stamp set. The biggest reason why this one carries over and why lots of people want it is, well, obviously it's like so cute, crafter's gonna craft. But it also has the copyright image for Stampin' Up in here. So if you are planning to sell your cards, you're going to want that as part of Stampin' Up's angel policy, is that you say that the card you made was made using Stampin' Up products. So we need that copyright on the back. All right. And then the rest of our catalog, we get into all of our gorgeous, our whole color collection is shown here on page 122, 123. We've got storage options available. All of our coloring tools, they've brought back soft pastels, so chalk pastels, as well as we have our watercolor pencils and our markers still. We've got a little section of memory making stuff for scrapbooking, and actually I wanted to show you guys this for anybody who does bullet journals. They came out with, this is just so perfect. I've been bullet journaling for a while and it's so cool. The little, all the weeks, and these are stickers, so you just peel them off and stick them down. Some other fun stickers, some bigger sticker dates for all the weeks, just to get a little bit more fun there. And then we've got some days of the week stickers, and then 2 stacks, one of larger cards, and so these are great for adding accents. You can cut them up, use them whole, like however you want. Just super duper fun, or just use them to make cards. I can see myself purchasing a lot of packs of this, both to use for scrapbooking, bullet journaling, and for card making. And then all the little ones as well, with all sorts of fun patterns. Oh, I love that. Very cool. Some fun sayings, and some of them even have lines for journaling. So lots and lots of options with that little pack. It's called What a Year Memories and More card pack, and it's $13.50. So it's like so reasonable. 52 cards, 4 sticker sheets. It's just awesome. So really fun. Oh, that's not going to go back in right now. We'll hold off. Okay, so that's that. And then all of our tools, masks and stuff. So I've shown you a few cards with masks. Here's another one that I did with masks and embossing paste. I used the shimmery one here to get that nice sparkle, and I added some ink into it. And so yeah, there's another one with the mask, and we have a new set of masks as well. So we had the basic patterns, and now we have plenty of patterns with like some nice fish scaly ones and some mandalas and stuff like that. Some of our specialty inks, you guys have seen me use Versamark and Memento Stays On, so different things. Our water pens and blending brushes are all here. So lots of stuff. And then, of course, we go through all of our designer series paper, which has all been highlighted in each of our suites. We do have In Good Taste that is carrying over from before, but all the rest of our designer series paper are brand new, including the peach one. We've got all of our designer series in all the colors, and then all of our specialty papers. And so the last thing I want to show you on my third card tonight is actually using the new ombre specialty paper. You get 4 sheets of it in Gorgeous Grape, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. And so my last card I'm going to create is going to use that, but I'll just quickly run through the rest. We've got packaging ideas, envelopes, clear envelopes, regular envelopes, watercolor paper, all sorts of gorgeous ribbons, embellishments. Here's those cute little flowers that were on that first card I showed you. Way more embellishments, like so much. Stamparatus and blocks to go with it, or not to go with it, but to use instead of it. And then we have all of our punches and punch bundles separated out. So you've seen samples of these through the catalog. Now you can see the rest of them here. Okay, Lots of tools. We do have, like, this is a good little section of the catalog too, even though it doesn't have as many samples. There's those little flowers again, so sweet. All of our embossing folders. And then they show you the bundles again. So the ones that you can get that bundled savings on, they show them to you all paired up at the back, just with nothing else to distract you. Because the pages are so full of ideas, it can become a little bit of a distraction. And then all of our dies that do still coordinate, and they'll tell you where you can see it being used or what it coordinates with. This basic borders doesn't actually coordinate with anything, so I'm going to be using it on our next card as well, so that you can see it in and what it can do. It's just such an amazing die set. And then all of our adhesives, some information about joining Stampin' Up, and then some Hostess sets. Now, I don't actually talk about these a lot, but these are really awesome. When you are a hostess and have a party over $200, you get the right to purchase these items. And you can't normally purchase them. Like, they're not just, anybody can have them. Just the hostess can. They're priced way less than their actual value. And so there's stamp sets, and there's this year even a pack. It's 48 sheets of 12 by 12 designer series paper. It's $40 value. You can purchase it for just $24 as a hostess. Mine is on its way. I cannot wait. And then, of course, our index, so you can look up any of the stamp sets by name if you know them, or an accessories index if you're looking for something in particular. And that is the end of our catalog. And yeah, that is our beautiful catalog. So let's do our last card of the night. And I'm just going to bring in the dies to show you. Oh, now the one I'm using is actually not here. Sorry. So these are basic borders. And they don't coordinate with any set because you can literally use them with every set. We've got a double-stitched zigzag, a double-stitched, I don't even know what you'd call that shape, the nice stitched and scalloped border, a nice round one, and then that V. And then my favorite one is our double-stitched clouds. And so when I say they're double stitched, it means that both the piece that we're cutting out and the piece that remains will have the stitching, which I just think is the coolest thing ever. So we're using that. And then I have a piece here of our ombre specialty paper. And I'm just going to grab the whole pack for you though to show you. So I'm using a kind of a darker piece for today's card. However, the paper itself it does start really, really light and work its way to quite dark. Okay, so we've got that, and it comes in this Night of Navy, the Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, and Gorgeous Grape. And just like, these are unreal, and they're thicker and they're shimmery and they're fabulous. Just absolutely love this paper. So that is our ombre specialty paper. So I've got that piece, and it's cut at 4 by 5 1/4 so that it goes nicely onto a basic white base. So I've got that. And then I've got 2 pieces of one of our other specialty papers. This is called Shimmer Paper. And so I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's just the slightest shimmer to the paper itself. It's a good watercolor substitute when you don't have watercolor paper available. And here we go. I am going to bring in my Baby Boss again with my plates again. And I have 2 pieces of this shimmer paper. They're cut at 2 inches by 5 1/4. So it's the full same width as my ombre paper. And so I'm going to put my first one down. And I'm going to layer my cloud on here so that it's on a slight angle. Oops, and then it moved on me and made a real extreme angle. Let's put that back. All right. Oh, come on. So there we go. Got that on a nice little angle, and it goes right across my whole piece, so it's longer than my 5 1/4 that I have. Okay, so now you can see when I lift this up, I've actually got 2 pieces, and both pieces have the stitching on them, which is really, really cool. So we are going to keep that one, and this one's going to go off to the side for something else. And now I'm going to cut a second piece with my angle kind of going the other way. All right, so there we go. And I've got a second cloud now. Just put that down. There we go. So there's my other cloud piece that I'm going to use on my card front, and I can set that aside for something later. So this is the awesome little cloud die in our basic borders. Okay, with that done, I am going to glue these pieces down onto my specialty ombre paper. So that one's going to get glued down like that. And actually before that, I should put this one in. We're just going to glue that second layer in just like that. Actually, which way do I want these? Actually, maybe we're going to do it so that they overlap like that. So half and half. Okay, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to do them the other way. Okay, so I am going to actually use Seal Plus for this. I'm fairly confident that this is going to be an easy one to line up because I'm just lining up literally the corners, like the whole thing is getting layered together. So just put a little bit on there. And now this one, we're just going to come in here. I'm lining up 3 sides of this. Okay. And voila, that's done. And then this piece is going to, oops, I can put the lid back on it. There we go. All right. So now we're going to put this piece on here. And just like that, we've got our cloud base. So now this, before we put it down though, we're going to grab some twine. So I actually have, this is from the Well Suited twine pack, twine combo, that's what it is. And it's the navy, it's a 2-pack, it comes, it's navy and basic gray. And so I'm just using a piece of the navy, and I've double wrapped that around. And so this is retiring. We're getting, well, we already have in our new catalog some awesome twine packs to replace it. But if you're looking for that navy, it is in that Well Suited twine combo. And so you're going to want to grab some of that before it retires. And I'm going to tie a knot. I'm not actually too concerned with where this knot lands to begin with, because then I can just scooch it over to where I want it, which is off to the side. And I am going to tie a bow here. And voila. And it's going to be a nice big sloppy bow with really long ends. That's kind of the look I want for this one, is just nice and big and floppy. Okay, so now that I've got that done, this gets adhered to our card base, and I am going to use Seal to put it down. You could use dimensionals or liquid glue or whatever, but I'm actually going to use Seal because I find it's got a nice strong hold, and it's fast. There we go. All right, so I'm going to take that and pop this on here. So there we go. That's on our card now. And now we're just going to add a sentiment. Now I was contemplating using a sentiment from our new catalog, But because we still have another, well, less than a month now with our old catalog, the mini catalog, I wanted to pull out the pretty perennials from the mini catalog because it's really, truly one of my favorite stamp sets, and I'm so sad that it is retiring and not going to be available after the end of the month. So I wanted to show you guys a really, really fun technique too. And I didn't clean my stamp, so just got to get that clean there. So I want to show you guys a really, really fun technique using some sponge daubers to create a little rainbow. So we're using the pretty perennials and just the words here, the happy and the sending lots of. So I'm going to start with my Mango Melody just because I don't want to get any of the darker colors mixed in with my Mango Melody. So I've got a sponge dauber here, and just like with my blending brushes, I kind of like, this one's for all the oranges. And so I am going to sponge my letter A and a bit of my H and a bit of my P beside it. Now, normally you would start like at the beginning and work across, but just that one's lighter, so I didn't want to do that. All right, so with that done, now I'm going to come in and do my colors properly. So now I've got my Poppy Parade, and I'm going to sponge the rest of my H. And then I'm going to grab my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to sponge that P. And I'm actually going to sponge the one beside it as well. You might be wondering why. It's because it's going to blend with the other color that I'm using and create a really awesome green. So the next color I'm using is Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to sponge that Bermuda Bay right over top of the P that I just put Granny Apple on. And I'm also going to sponge it over a good chunk of my Y, because again, it's going to blend really well with the next color and create a really awesome purple. And then I'm going to use Highland Heather and sponge up that Y. Okay, so with all of that done, I am, oh, do I not have a piece of paper to stamp on? Oh, how silly of me. Okay, well, I'm going to grab one of those scraps that I had from before. Now, because I've inked this and let it sit for a little bit, I'm just going to blow on it. Just breathe on it a little bit, not very COVID friendly. And I'm now going to stamp that right onto my basic white. And you can see we've got that awesome, fun, happy sentiment there. Now, I don't like how my purple didn't really show up, so I am just going to sneak in here with a blend and fix it up just a little bit with my blends. I don't know why my purple might be getting dry, and so I'm just going to sneak in there with that blend, and I'm also going to sneak in with some balmy blue just to go over this little section right here and blend that a bit. So having the blends is nice because you can fix things up without really altering the look. It's the same thing I did before with the puffin. I kind of fixed him up with the light basic black, and it's just, the blends are a great tool for that. All right, now I am going to grab the Sending Lots of Sentiment and my Pacific Point, and I'm going to pop that sentiment in right above. Okay, so with that done, we're going to just have to trim down this piece a little bit because it's not the size I had intended on using. I don't know what happened to the one that I did have prepped, but what we're going to do is we're going to come in here, cut that quite close to our Y. I'm going to come in and cut pull quite close to the tip of our H. And then we're going to trim this right down. There we go. And I'm going to trim a little bit off the bottom as well, because I'd kind of planned on this only being about 1.5 inches. There we go. That way it's going to be nicely sized for going up right in that space that we have. There you have it. So 1.5 inches, and then I think it was 3 across. So here, we can check. 3 1/4 across. So 3 1/4 by 1.5. Now, before we put this down, I'm going to grab one of my favorite overlooked punches. It is our trio punch. It's trio because it actually has 3 punches on it. Although I use the corner rounding one. Oops. There we go. You should always empty out your space before you start punching. There we go. All right. So it's got the corner rounder on it. I'm only going to round 2 of my corners. I don't know. I just really like that look. And we are going to put some dimensionals on the back of this and pop that sentiment down. So you can see there how we used the sponge daubers to create a nice rainbow effect. You can create that on any image. You could do that on a flower. You could do that on other big, bold, like I'm so excited about those happy birthday ones, the big, bold stamps that are coming in our new catalog. And then let's just pop this down on here. Oh, let's actually put it down straight though. There we go. And that is our last card. So I'm just going to bring back in here all 3 cards that we created tonight, and you can see some of the beauty that is in our new catalog and some that's going to be retiring soon. But there are so many fabulous new products, you guys. So these 3 cards are what I will be sending out to the lucky prize winner of our door prize. And then the paper packet, like all the paper bits and the ribbon and everything that you need and the embellishments to make these 3 cards on your own, as well as a mystery embellishment for anybody who places a $60 order between now and Sunday night using my host code. So let me just see here. I'm going to switch my screen back over. All right, there you go. So at the bottom of the screen there, you can see the host code. I'll also make sure that it's in print on, I'll make sure it's in print on somewhere on the feed for this video and on my Facebook page. So you'll be able to use that host code to place your order. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the new catalog, seeing some of the product, and seeing some of the product used to create some gorgeous samples. And I hope you guys all enjoy the catalog. If you are watching this and you do not have your own copy of the catalog, please send me a message and let me know that you'd like one, and we'll get that all sorted out so that you can have a copy of the catalog yourself. And if you're looking to do some fun online stamping, I do have the Sweet as a Peach Stamp Camp coming up, the Best Years card class, and my In Color Club, as well as my monthly club. We do a Techniques Club. We meet on the 4th Thursday of every month. And so lots and lots of stamping opportunities with people. Hi, Lisa. So I hope you guys sign up for some of those, or contact me if you want more information, if is unclear on my blog, all the details for those events. So yeah, thank you so much for spending some time with me this evening, or if you're watching this on the replay, I hope you're having a fabulous Mother's Day weekend, and feel free to reach out. I am relaxing and stamping all weekend, so I will be here to answer any stamping questions, and would love to chat with you all. All right, have a great night, everyone. Bye, Janet. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.